Ladies and gentlemen, some of you may not know what you are looking at, but I'm going to explain what you are looking at. This is actually in my state. This is an old stadium where the Negro League baseball games used to be played in the state of New Jersey back in the day. You know, the Negro Leagues were generated more money than the white leagues. In fact, the Negro League players made bigger salaries than the white league players. And see, these are things in history they will never teach you. You know, they always want to make you believe they are the best, they did everything, they know how to do everything, and it's not true. The white leagues did very poorly in America. This is why they had to merge with the Negro Leagues, because the Negro Leagues was where the money was and the best talent. They had no choice. I wish we wouldn't have made that move. I wish we would have kept the Negro League and just build it up even more. All we did was merge over with them and made them rich. And the players that got the real talent are not making the biggest salaries. But these owners and these non talented managers and people like that, they are getting, and coaches and this and that, they are the ones getting a boatload of money while the players are not getting really what they deserve, as far as I'm concerned. And their pockets are not the ones that should be fattened. You're not even the talent. Get out of here. So, anyway, this is Hinchcliffe Stadium. And this stadium hosted the Negro League games in New Jersey. This stadium at one point in time used to be packed with people watching the Negro League games because people wanted to see them play because their games were off the chart. You were entertained all through the game. They were good games. You didn't go to sleep like you did at the White League games. You would have went there and fell asleep. But they couldn't even pack the stands with their games. You know, that's why I laugh when I look at, like, when they come out with these movies and they always show the white games with this packed audience. It was not like that at all. They could not pack the house. Ladies and gentlemen, the Negro Leagues were packing the house. And this is one of the stadiums. Now, I've driven past the stadium, never been in there. Never been in there. So, this is Hinchcliffe Stadium. It's been vacant. Unfortunately, it's got all kinds of overgrown brush, trash, graffiti. It has not been taken care of in a long time. But the facility is still there. And Paterson, New Jersey is one of those locations in New Jersey with a high Black population. A lot of Hispanics are there as well. And it's considered a distressed area. You know, when you go there, you can tell that the people that live there, many of them been there probably most of their life or their whole life, been there for generations. And it's probably one of the older cities in the state of New Jersey. And you can clearly tell when you drive there. In fact, there's a lot of these old cities around the state, and they still got the cobblestone roads in from when people had horses and buggies once in this state instead of cars. You know, so these old cities are everywhere. So anyway, Hinchcliffe Stadium is in Paterson, and it once hosted the Negro League baseball. And what they're doing now is they have plans starting next year to turn this facility into a museum and a multi sports facility where all of the schools can use this facility to practice. So, your high schools, your middle schools, or any schools that have like an athletic department, they can come to this one facility now and practice. So I think that'll be nice, actually. Very nice. Okay, so there used to be a ballpark here at the corner of Maple and Liberty. Baseball royalty once rounded the bases And city residents once packed the stands, and yes, they did. Back in its time, Hinchcliffe was one of those stadiums that was bustling with all kinds of people because they were looking forward to these games. Now, when you go there, because it has been unkept for so many decades, there are trees growing, the bleachers are uprooted, asphalt is all cracked and torn apart, trash is everywhere, graffiti is sprayed everywhere. It really looks like a disgrace. It really did. The city did not do anything to keep it up. So unfortunately, it sat there all this time decaying, but still had a lot of symbolism in the city. So it's been vacant since 1997, one of the few stadiums from the Negro League still standing. There are, believe it or not, there's still some still standing in the country. You're just not hearing about it. So here it is. You can see the graffiti and everything on it, but it's still there. And there's some more pictures. I think there's like one more picture in this article. Until now, after much debate in the last several months, a proposal to transform Hinchcliffe into a multi sport facility, primarily for children and high school teams, cleared its local hurdle recently when the city council members approved the development plan. Construction is expected to begin next year in time for the 100th anniversary of the founding of the Negro Leagues. Once home to the Black Yankees, the New York Black Yankees, and the New York Cubans, Hinchcliffe was host to such teams as Monty Irwin, Josh Gibson, Satchel Paige, Cool Papa Bell, and Paterson's own Larry Doby, the first black player in the American League. So, although this stadium was based in New Jersey, a lot of the New York Black League teams would play at this stadium in New York. It's very close to New York, by the way. It's not far away at all. Not that far. Okay, so previous efforts to bring the place back to life faltered, leaving residents, even young ones, fatalistic about its future. When this place is fixed, it'll be 40, 14-year-olds, Salid Ahmed said. So here's the other part of the outside. Like I said, I've driven past this place before, but just never went in there. So that's the outside of it. Be nice for them to fix this up. Across the street from Hinchcliffe, Ahmed and other immigrants from Bangladesh regularly gather for games of cricket. Though the Art Deco stadium looms large for boys, know nothing of the place in history. Yeah, these immigrants don't know nothing. They're right. So everything is still there, y'all. Believe it or not, even the locker rooms are still there where these black Negro League players used to go and play. The locker room is still there where they would just go in there and get ready, or when the game was over, go in there and change their clothes and leave. Von McCoy, the city's business administrator, played high school football at Hinchcliffe. That paved the way for a scholarship to Rutgers and a career as a lawyer and a state and federal prosecutor. If you were born in the 1990s, you would have no recollection of that stadium and what it means to the community, McCoy said. That's why he thinks the um, exhibition gallery to honor the Negro League players who called Hinchcliffe home, which is part of the restoration plan, is so important. to tell the story of the stadium. He said it's what it means to the community. So here, look, look, the bleachers are still there. They with a scoreboard, and you can see the bleachers, unfortunately overgrown. But this is where the people would sit and watch the games. It's amazing that you can still see that. In the 1930s and 40s, the game flourished here as segregation kept black players out of the major leagues. In 1933, the stadium's first complete baseball season, Hincliffe hosted the Negro Leagues, equivalent to the World Series. The next year, the New York Black Yankees made the stadium their home after Jackie Robinson broke Major League Baseball color barrier in 1947 with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And Doby followed 3 months later with the Cleveland Indians. The doors finally opened for black players of color, lessening the necessity of Negro leagues. Boy, I wish they would have kept them intact. I do. I wish we would have kept that intact. They don't deserve our talent. They don't deserve it. Beyond baseball, Hincliffe lived a full life hosting boxing, auto races, and headliners such as Duke Ellington and Abbott and Costello, who actually could have been the first during their performance. Lou Costello grew up in Paterson. The city launched its fireworks display from the stadium near the Great Falls, and where the Passaic River cascade over a 77-foot cliff. The stadium is included in Great Falls National Historic Park. Wow, look at that. Hincliffe, which is owned by the school system, became a source of civic pride. Generations of high school athletes played on its field, and the Thanksgiving Day football game between the city rival high schools. Yeah, that used to happen there too. All right. So this is really a good story, y'all. I will post this story in the description box so you can at least see this. I think this is really important that you see part of this history. Here go some more of the, yeah, look like some kind of broken window over there. And the old flagpole is still there. Paterson is actually a pretty big city in New Jersey. It's more north of where I live. And you can tell when you go up there, it has a very diverse population. It always has for a long time. So Paterson, New Jersey is the third largest city, is also one of the most diverse, with 72 ethnic groups represented, some 40 languages spoken, and a vibrant food scene. Despite this tapestry, the history lessons the stadium provides, intolerant comments marred the city council handling of the proposal. Michael Jackson, the council vice president, who was a Bethune Cookman quarterback, after playing at Hinchcliffe, opposed the restoration, saying it would not provide the economic growth that tax credits are supposed to kindle. He preferred a plan to build a sports arena and a hotel to create more jobs and boost the city tax base. Well, I guess he didn't prevail because they are going to make it a museum. How does a stadium provide economic revitalization? Jackson said, it doesn't. You can't make money off the kids. At a recent city council meeting, he used the phrase "Jew us down" when referring to the developer plan and past city deals. When rebuked by the mayor, a political opponent who is Arab American, Jackson, who is black, responded like, "You've never used the N word before." Later, the councilman posted a noose on his Facebook page, leading to interpretations that he was comparing the criticism of his anti Semitic, Shemitic, y'all, comment to a lynch mob. So here again is the entrance to the stadium. So you can see the ticket booth there and the entrance. It's pretty amazing. So, they're just pretty much stating in here they look forward to, um, bringing this thing back to life. So, and I hope they do. If they do, I might actually make a trip up there, especially if they make a museum out of it, and just go to the museum and see what kind of things they'll have in there from the Negro League. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.